Well, the full force of Hurricane Florence is being felt on the U.S. East Coast, endangering some 10 million people. Now, Florence has been downgraded to a Category 1 storm, but the National Hurricane Center says a life-threatening storm surge and the danger of floods are increasing. Now, local media reports that more than 280,000 people in North Carolina are currently without power. Let's cross live now to Nicole Johnston, who is in Kingston, North Carolina, just inland from the coast. Hi, Nicole. So as the full force of this storm is actually hitting now, tell us what you're hearing and seeing right there.
Well, perhaps the most significant development has really been the downgrading of this hurricane. People might remember that it started as a Category 4, it went to 3, 2, 1. So the winds have not been as strong as people may have expected. They're hitting the coast right now at around 150 kilometres an hour. It had been believed that they'd be closer to 200, so that onshore wind is not as bad as people had thought. Further inland, again, strong winds. We've got emergency crews very close to us here, and they're starting to move out and about to clear roads, to check on people. But again, the winds aren't as strong. What we have seen and what had been expected was that strong storm surge from the coast. So a lot of video has come in already of houses being inundated, that the waves hitting the shore are up to 1-story high, streets are flooded. The outer barrier, those outer islands that flank North Carolina, are being hit hard. And the main concern had been that once those floodwaters and that sea surge crosses over the islands, just how many of those houses and businesses would be left. But it's still early days, as you said. It's only just reached the coast and hit the land as such. The real question is, how long will Hurricane Florence hang around for?
And Nicole, earlier you were at an evacuation center in North Carolina. Tell us what people have been telling you there. Do they feel they've been taken care of and that the proper provisions have been provided for them in preparation for this monster storm?
Most of the people we spoke to were quite satisfied. They said it was a bit chaotic, but reasonably organised in terms of they were getting 3 meals a day and they had beds. As you said, most of the evacuation centres still aren't full, which leads you to think perhaps as the category of the storm was downgraded, many people may have decided to take their chances at home, even though the government had been very strong warnings constantly for people not to take any chances, to get out, that this was not a storm to take lightly. It seems that some people in those last few hours or half day, when they had to make a decision whether to stay or to leave, may have decided to stay. But we know, though, that still probably 1 million odd people did listen to the advice. They moved in from the coast, and then that's when we saw those very dramatic pictures in South Carolina of highways that had been converted to one-way highways. So, 6 to 8 lanes of traffic, all headed away from the coast, moving inland. But the evacuation centres are there, and we know as well that many people have just decided to move to hotels further inland, also staying with friends and family. But being inland poses its own set of problems and challenges, and that's the big risk of what they're calling catastrophic flood events.
Okay, Nicole, we'll leave it there for now. Thanks for that from Kingston, North Carolina.